A couple months ago, I was talking to a friend on Discord and had the very original idea to do a FNAF World Nuzlocke. A Nuzlocke is a challenge typically played in Pokemon games where if one of your beloved pets faints, it dies, it's gone, it's dead. And since FNAF World is, you know, different from Pokemon, the rules would need some changing. So, after a lot of thought and a single Astral Spiff video, I decided that the rules would be no running, no gift boxes, and no Halloween DLC. With these new rules in place, I opened up FNAF World, made a new save file, and clicked normal mode, because I am a wuss. After making my team and talking to Fredbear, I ventured into the great wilderness, Fazbear Hills, and holy fuck, it was so boring, Jesus Christ. I never would have guessed that the easiest difficulty would have been easy. This was a Nuzlocke, it's supposed to be a challenge, so I did what any reasonable person would do, and I gave up. With this in mind, I reopened FNAF World, made another new save file, and this time chose hard. Now that I had finally become a true gamer for picking hard mode, I could finally take on the Nuzlocke. How hard could it be? Oh no. So I did what any reasonable person would do, and I gave up. Again. Getting absolutely destroyed in the first fight definitely hurt my confidence, but I realised there were some things I was doing wrong. Little known fact about RPGs, not every move is supposed to deal damage. There are things like healing, stat buffs, and stat debuffs, and they are essential to not dying in the first fight. Wait. So I opened FNAF World again, chose hard again, and made it my personal goal to at least get it past the first area, because I need to achieve something for once. Using my new strategies, I immediately clowned on the weakest enemy in the area, and it felt incredible. There really is something special about picking on people who can't fight back. While robbing the local crabs, I convinced a small child to help me kill God. Something about stripping us mortals of a deity really didn't sit right with this fucker, so he proceeded to wipe out my entire second team. Now that I had lost half of my playable characters to a legitimate child, I was ready to start gambling. In order to get ahead in the Nuzlocke, I decided it would be best to take part in Dee Dee's Fishing Hole, a minigame that can give you lots of money if done correctly, and can give you a permanent regen bite. Bites are items that can assist you in battle, and they range from dealing damage, healing you, blocking incoming damage, and having a chance to insta-kill. So, I spent the next 10 or so minutes grinding for tokens and XP while waiting for Dee Dee to respawn. During this time I lost Chica, my main healer, but I recruited Phantom Foxy, JJ and Phantom Freddy, so I guess it isn't all bad. Using the money I seized from the local wildlife, I bought a new endoskeleton upgrade, giving me extra defense. After a bit more grinding, I went after Auto Chipper, the boss of Fazbear Hills, and he immediately presented an issue. Jump scare. Normally the counter to jump scare is to swap teams to get rid of the effect, but since my second team still had some dead characters in it, I couldn't swap into it. What makes this worse is the fact that this is still technically a FNAF game. There will be more jump scares offered in the future, so I need to counter this. And to counter this, I need to get more characters. This is way easier said than done, however. Before I got any new characters, I went to areas 2 and 3, bought the next Medpod tier, and completed the Head Start set. After a while of absolutely nothing, I thought it'd be fun to, go in the cave in area 2, have a laugh, kill some people, despite their innocence, and it was not my greatest idea. During my first fight in the cave, I lost both Balloon Boy, my main damage dealer, and Foxy, my jump scare spammer. This was a tremendous loss that forced me to adopt a new strategy. And that strategy was Unscrew. Using JG and Phantom Foxy, I could spam Unscrew, a move that has a 30% chance to instantly kill an enemy. And luckily for me, Phantom Foxy also had jump scare, so I didn't lose too much from that fight. I then completed Dee Dee's Fishing Hole for the 5th time and claimed my new permanent health regen bite. My next goal was to get past Bouncer, the first mandatory boss in the game. And he hits like a truck. His special move, Snowball, can easily sweep entire teams. To counter this, I spent the next 30 minutes grinding for levels, characters and Faz tokens, since I only needed a couple more characters for 2 full teams, and that was an item I've had my eye on for a while at that point. During my very intense training arc, I recruited Phantom Balloon Boy, Phantom Mangle, and Withered Foxy. I failed DD's fishing hole, I redid the auto chipper fights multiple times, and I stopped playing for a month because I forgot about the nuzlocke. Fuck. Eventually I had gained enough fast tokens to afford the second endo upgrade. I was ready to take on Bouncer. I spent way longer than I want to admit thinking about my team arrangements, and I ended up with Freddy, Bonnie, Phantom Freddy, and Phantom Foxy for my main team, while having Phantom BB, Phantom Mangle, JJ and Withered Foxy on my second team. Going into the fight, I was as careful as I could possibly be. I held the birthday buff for as long as I could, I forced Bouncer to be in a constant state of attack debuff, and I used poison chip damage from Toxic Bite. Looking back, I now realised I brought a mini Reaper with me to this fight, which does nothing. I probably could have gotten something better out of a Wasp. Despite this, things seemed to be going well. I had almost max HP constantly, and I was dealing good damage. This was until Bouncer used Snowball, and in doing this, he almost swept my entire team, forcing me to switch into Team 2. The strategy for Team 2 is pretty much the same. I keep him in a constant state of attack debuff with Balloon Boy, and I deal lots of chip damage with the rest. And it's just, I didn't have birthday anymore. And with this thought, I really struggled to think I could beat him, and oh, he's dead, oh my god. Now that I had beaten the first roadblock in this nuzlocke with 0 casualties, I was feeling confident, and I was eagerly awaiting my reward. Fuck's sake. Hey there, if you're listening to this, that means you wasted your time. Just like how I wasted 30 minutes grinding for the easiest Bouncer fight of my life. I'd also like to thank Salem for letting me waste a month of my life on this shit. Fuck you. Will I waste another month on this shit? Probably. It's something to do. Oh, one more thing. Jake, you're weak. Stop smoking weed and start grinding the FNAF lock. You know who you are.